Tibetan monks who spend years in meditation can produce brainwave patterns that are 700% stronger than ordinary people. Dr. Richard Davidson at the University of Wisconsin documented these monks literally rewiring their brains for enhanced focus, deeper compassion, and sharper mental clarity. These findings reveal something that challenges our basic understanding of human brain capacity. What if there's an ancient breathing technique that can help you access similar brain states in just 7 minutes? You're about to discover a practice that's been preserved in Tibetan monasteries for over 2,500 years, one that modern brain research confirms can actually upgrade how your mind operates. This technique combines ancient wisdom with what we now understand about brain enhancement. Let's examine what makes certain brain patterns so special. Gamma brain waves operate between 30 and 100 Hz, representing the fastest brain wave frequency scientists can measure. When your brain produces gamma waves, something remarkable happens. Different brain regions start working together like musicians in a perfectly coordinated orchestra. Harvard brain researcher Dr. Judson Brewer found that experienced meditators show gamma wave activity even while sleeping. Their brains literally operate at a higher frequency around the clock. Here's where ancient knowledge meets modern brain science. Tibetan monks have practiced what they call luminous mind breathing for over 2,000 years. This wasn't just spiritual practice. It was brain training before we even understood how the brain could be trained. Ancient yogis called it Tejas Pranayama, meaning the breath of radiance. Traditional shamanic cultures knew it as eagle breath, because it creates the sharp, focused awareness of a hunting bird spotting prey from great distances. Modern brain imaging studies show these practices don't just create temporary mental states. They permanently change your brain's front section, boost working memory by up to 23%, and enhance pattern recognition in ways that seem almost superhuman. The ancient masters discovered through direct experience what neuroscience is now proving with brain scans and careful measurement. These breathing patterns work by targeting specific brain chemicals and nerve pathways. When you control your breathing in precise ways, you trigger the release of helpful brain chemicals like norepinephrine, which sharpens focus, and brain-derived growth factor, which helps create new brain connections. The breath retention phases stimulate your vagus nerve and activate what scientists call your brain's attention command center. Research shows that controlled breathing patterns don't just calm you down. They actually reorganize how different parts of your brain communicate with each other. This creates what researchers call enhanced cognitive synchronization, where your thinking, attention, and awareness systems all work together more effectively. It's like upgrading your brain's operating system to run more efficiently. Now let me share the exact method that's been preserved in mountain monasteries for centuries. I call it the 7-minute brain enhancement protocol. Each phase builds the foundation for the next, so following the sequence matters. Skip steps and you're just doing elaborate breathing without the deeper benefits. Start with proper preparation, which takes about 1 minute. Sit with your spine straight but not rigid, like a mountain reaching upward while staying rooted. Your shoulders should be relaxed, not tense. The monks describe this as dignity without strain. Place one hand on your heart and one on your solar plexus. Feel your current mental state. This gives you a starting point to measure changes. Set a clear intention, not just a vague hope, but a focused direction for your mind. Say to yourself, I am activating my brain's highest potential. Mean it when you say it. This mental direction helps guide the breathing work that follows. The main breathing work takes about 4 minutes and consists of 2 rounds. For the first 2 minutes, use what I call the 4-7-8-4 pattern. Breathe in through your nose for 4 counts, imagining warm light entering the front part of your brain. Hold your breath for 7 counts. This holding phase is when gamma waves begin to increase. Exhale through slightly pursed lips for 8 counts, visualizing that light spreading across your entire brain like electricity lighting up a dark room. Then hold empty for 4 counts, creating space for the new brain patterns to settle. The ancient texts describe this as breathing light into the jewel palace, referring to your brain's front section. Modern brain science confirms that controlled breath holding triggers gamma wave bursts by stimulating key nerve pathways and activating your brain's attention networks. For the second 2-minute round, use the same breathing pattern but add inner visualization. On each inhale, imagine electrical energy moving between your brain cells. During the breath hold, feel your brain synchronizing like a power grid coming online. On the exhale, sense this enhanced frequency stabilizing throughout your nervous system. The Tibetans call this moment touching the clear light. You might feel tingling in your scalp, notice your vision becoming clearer, or suddenly see solutions to problems that have puzzled you for weeks. This isn't imagination. This is your brain operating at gamma frequency, creating new connections and processing information more efficiently. The final 2 minutes focus on integration and anchoring. This phase is crucial but often skipped. You need to anchor this enhanced mental state so you can access it throughout your day. Create what I call a gamma anchor by touching your thumb to your ring finger while taking 3 normal breaths. This simple gesture, performed while in your peak state, creates a mental shortcut you can use later. Military special forces use similar anchoring techniques for instant focus under pressure. The physical gesture becomes associated with the enhanced mental state, allowing you to trigger improved focus and clarity whenever needed. Spend a moment visualizing yourself moving through your day with this enhanced clarity, spotting opportunities others miss, making connections that seem almost intuitive, maintaining sharp focus while others get scattered and reactive. For the final minute, breathe normally and notice what's different. Your thoughts, your awareness, the clarity behind your eyes. This becomes your new baseline. With daily practice, this enhanced state becomes your normal operating frequency rather than something special you have to work to achieve. The science behind why this works is remarkable. Controlled breath retention creates what brain researchers call beneficial stress. Your brain interprets the brief reduction in oxygen as a challenge and responds by releasing norepinephrine, the same brain chemical that gives elite soldiers superhuman focus in high-pressure situations. The visualization component activates your brain's background processing networks while simultaneously engaging your attention systems. This creates what Dr. Michael Mrazek at UC Santa Barbara calls enhanced cognitive coordination. Your brain literally reorganizes itself for peak performance. Brainwave studies on experienced practitioners show gamma wave activity increases by 700 to 800% during this specific breathing pattern. Unlike artificial stimulation, these changes continue for hours afterward. Dr. Wenk at Ohio State University discovered that practices that induce gamma waves increase brain-derived growth factor by up to 200%. This acts like fertilizer for your brain cells, creating new neural pathways at accelerated rates. The breath retention specifically targets your brain's conflict resolution center, which explains why you suddenly see solutions to problems that seemed impossible minutes before. The Tibetans discovered all this 2,500 years ago without brain scanning equipment. They didn't need EEG machines to recognize that certain breathing patterns create what they called sky-like mind, unlimited, clear, and supremely intelligent. They mapped the territory of enhanced consciousness through direct experience and careful observation. Here's how to apply this ancient knowledge in your daily life. Practice the 7-minute protocol first thing in the morning, before coffee, before checking your phone, before the world can scatter your newfound clarity. Your brain is most adaptable in the first hour after waking. Research shows this is when new learning and brain changes happen most easily. Within 72 hours of consistent practice, you'll notice specific changes. You'll spot patterns in conversations that others miss. You'll have insights that seem to come from nowhere. You'll maintain focus while others get distracted and reactive. These aren't mystical experiences. They're the natural result of your brain operating more efficiently. The ancient masters understood something important about this practice. It's like going to the gym for your brain. Skip sessions and your enhanced baseline drops. Consistency isn't optional if you want to maintain these benefits. It's the price of upgraded consciousness. But the investment pays dividends in every area of your life. Use your gamma anchor throughout the day. Before important meetings, when you need creative breakthroughs, or whenever you feel your awareness becoming foggy, that simple thumb-to-finger touch will elevate your mental frequency. This technique gives you on-demand access to enhanced mental states. Some people experience what I call gamma overflow, enhanced intuition, pattern recognition that seems almost psychic, and a clarity so intense it feels like seeing reality in high definition for the first time. This isn't mystical nonsense. It's your brain's front section operating at peak efficiency, processing information and making connections at speeds that feel superhuman. The ancient masters spent decades in mountain caves to access these states consistently. You can learn to activate them in 7 minutes. The technique works because it aligns with how your brain naturally functions, enhancing existing systems rather than forcing artificial changes. It's brain enhancement that works with your biology, not against it. Regular practice creates cumulative effects. Each session builds on previous ones, gradually raising your baseline mental performance. After weeks of consistent practice, what once required the full 7-minute protocol becomes accessible through shorter techniques or even just the anchor gesture. You're literally training your brain to operate at higher frequencies. This represents a bridge between ancient wisdom and modern understanding. The monks discovered through direct experience what neuroscience now validates through careful research. Both approaches point to the same conclusion. Your brain has untapped potential that specific breathing techniques can unlock. The question isn't whether this works. Modern research confirms the effectiveness of controlled breathing for brain enhancement. The question is whether you'll make the small daily investment required to access these enhanced mental states. Your upgraded mind is waiting. The ancient masters preserved this knowledge for thousands of years. Now it's available to you in 7 minutes a day.